Hi, welcome to the Natasha Knows Show. I'm your host, Natasha P. Knows. Today we celebrate Women's History Month and health awareness. So join me as I interview some amazing women sharing their stories. You don't want to miss it. Natasha Knows. Natasha Knows. You know what it is. Natasha Knows. Hi, welcome back to the Natasha Knows Show. I'm your host, Natasha P. Knows. Our next guest started her career on Wall Street. After a decade, she had decided to take a break to dedicate some time for her family and is now currently working for Englewood Hospital and Medical Center. Please welcome a trailblazer and a woman of courage, Miss Phyllis Brown-Edwards. Hi, thank you for being a
Hello.
guest on the Natasha Knows Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, well, the first question I always ask my guests the same question because it's like my icebreaker, and that is, how are you doing?
Well, I am doing great. Things are
And you
going
look
well.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, what are you currently up to? What are you currently working on? Any
Oh,
projects or?
we have a lot of good things happening and coming up for this year. Um, being it the year of the woman,
Yes.
we have a lot of events that we're currently planning
Mhm.
for women.
Mhm.
Um, like we're going to have a women's tea
Oh,
and
nice.
a women's conference
Mhm.
coming up and a lot of health care screenings
Mhm.
for women. But I shouldn't just say women, it's
Yeah.
going to be for
For
everyone.
men
But
too, yeah.
yeah,
Because at Englewood Hospital and Medical Center, they have a lot of, I see a lot of circulars of men coming in to do prostate exams and things like that, and they're free to the public,
free
which I think is, yeah,
screenings.
free screenings. I think
Yes.
that's excellent.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything that we do for the community is
Mhm.
totally free.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it behooves them to take advantage
Right.
of these opportunities. And yes, we've done a lot of things for the men.
Mhm.
The prostate cancer screening is one of the most important
Yeah, I was gonna say
screenings
that's important as well.
that they can have done. We've had one in the past back in September, and
Mhm.
we're planning another one coming soon. Yeah.
So how do you advertise it to the community? Like how do
That's
you?
advertised. You know, we have an annual prostate cancer screening every September. So the men kind of know
Okay.
that that's coming around. But the newspapers, Bergen Record has been great in advertising
Mhm.
our events.
So the
The
local news,
local
yeah,
papers
suburbanite
also,
and things like
yes,
that. Okay,
yes.
all right.
Hmm.
So, who or what inspires you?
You know, that's a good question. It's actually the people in the community. Being out in the community and speaking to everyone and hearing their stories,
Mhm.
that's what inspires me and gives me the ideas as to what's next, what's on the horizon,
Mhm.
you know, where I should go from there.
Mhm.
But it's definitely the people in the community. Their
Yeah.
voices are heard loud and strong.
Yeah, I'm
So,
sure.
yes.
Okay, well, walk viewers through a typical day at work because I'm pretty sure, as the community affairs director at Englewood Hospital Medical Center, you wear many, many hats. You're so involved in a community and things like that. So, walk us walk us through a typical day at work.
um, I don't know if there's a typical
Okay,
day. Every day is
it's
different,
different.
but there's a lot of meetings.
Hmm.
I meet with everyone, and the good thing about community affairs
Hmm.
and within the walls of the hospital, you get to work with all the departments. So I interface with everyone in the hospital as well as outside of the hospital. And we talk about what's going on in their world and brainstorm on what we should do and how we should do things in upcoming events. And
Yeah.
so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But like I said, yeah, there's a lot of
So you're more
meetings.
so involved in definitely the planning and you're hands on. Do you actually, like, I know a few years
Hmm.
ago, I actually myself was involved in the breast cancer awareness walk which you all extended the walk now. Now it's a little bit further than before, which is fine because, like you said, you meet a lot of great people in the community. There are politicians out there, local politicians who come out with their families.
Yes.
Excuse me. And everybody pretty much is like, you know, it's like oneness, you know,
Right.
and we're all like advocating for the same cause. So
Exactly.
do you find yourself doing that a lot? Do you find yourself, you know, advocating for different causes and actually being a part of it?
Yes, very much hands-on. It's not just, I'm not just in the backgrounds planning and implementing. I actually get down and dirty and I'm in there with everyone else. And that's the best part of it because you're in there, you are helping to advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves.
Right.
You're that voice, so it's great. It's great to be out in the forefront of it all.
Yeah. How do you balance what you do, your work career, with family life? Because I know before I was reading your bio, your extensive bio, because you do so much. Where when you worked on Wall Street, at one point you felt that you needed a break, and with the whole market crashing at that time, you stayed at home for a little while, and then you went back to work, and you started working for Englewood Hospital. So how do you find that balance now that you're, you know, headstrong and you're back at work and you're planning and implementing all of these different programs?
It's a lot easier now. When I was on Wall Street, my children were young, and working in the city, you're there what seems like sun up to sundown.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a lot easier now. My children are older, and the only one I need to like convince that this is going to be okay is my husband.
Is your husband? Yeah, I'm sure.
So yeah, we're still, you know, at the grind, and it's evenings and it's weekends, but it seems to work out, and he comes along with me on a lot of the events. So that's our time together.
Yeah, which is great, which is great. And like I said, we see each other a lot because I'm also a community advocate, and I believe there was an event at Englewood Hospital because Englewood Hospital hosts a lot of different community events.
Yes.
So I'm sure you're a part of that whole implementation of like, I'll put it out there, Les Brown.
Yes.
For instance, who is a really well-known motivational coach and life coach and things like that. Traveled all around the world.
Right.
He just came to Englewood Hospital.
He was at the hospital.
And that was, your hands was in that. So how is that possible? How are you able to get like these big wig people and still find time for yourself, you know?
I think it all comes from, I've been doing this for quite some time now, and when you're in the community and out and about, and that you can't stay focused just in one little bubble. You have to expand. So the more you expand, the more people you know, and the more people they know.
Right.
So it's kind of like networking.
Yeah.
So the more you network and get your name out there, and what you do is how you are able to bring in these people.
That's my whole thing. Before we break, I wanted to share this with you. I have this, you know, like we're at Selfie Nation now, #Nation. So my most famous or popular hashtag that I use is your network is your net worth.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
yes.
Your network, because networking is key. And I'm sure like you definitely of all people know that because of your role that you play, and then so many people that you work with in the community, so many different entities and organizations. Your network is definitely your net worth because it's important, you know. So we're going to take a quick break. Please come back to the Natacha Knows Show. Hi, welcome back to the Natacha Knows Show. I'm your host, Natacha P. Knows, and I have Miss Phyllis Brown-Edwards here with me. So I'm going to ask you a personal question. Do you care to share your personal experience or battle with cervical cancer and how important it is for early detection?
Sure. This dates back to August of 2015, where I went to the doctor just for my regular exam with my OBGYN. Uh, 2 weeks after that exam, I get a phone call, and it says, I got your pap smear back, and it's not definite. It looks a little funky, but there's nothing that we can really see on it now. I want to repeat this in 6 months. And I was like, okay.
Right.
So
Not
we hung up the
thinking of,
phone. I didn't think anything of it. It's just like, okay, that's fine. I'll be back in 6 months. Um, fast forward to 6 months, I go back in. We repeat the pap smear. And then he gives me a call and he says, I got your pap smear back. I said, okay. He says, so are you very busy right now? You know, can you stop by? And I said, sure. So I go into his office and he laid it out and he's saying, you know, I see something there and I wanted you to be here because I want to look at it together with you and the pathologist. So we're all three looking at it, and she is saying, this is something, this is definitely something, and I'm like watching it grow
oh, wow.
right before my eyes, and this indeed was the cancer. Okay, so
I
we
know
make
that was devastating.
You know what? When you hear that word,
Yeah.
I
The
don't know if
C
you
word.
hear anything else.
Right. It's
After
like
that,
everything.
it's just like,
It's like all you hear is probably ringing and things like that. Like
like,
just everything
did they
stops.
just say,
Right.
all right, okay? I said, all right, so what's next? What are we doing? He goes, well, you know, let's make your appointment with the oncologist, the gyno-oncologist, and we'll take it from there. I was like, okay. So then I go in for my appointment to see him, and he's like, okay, so yes, it is cancer, and it's a little extensive, a little more extensive than we thought it was. You know, initially we thought it was just like right there
Right.
at the tip of the cervix, but it was the entire cervix.
Wow.
So I said, all right, what do you do? What do you want to do? Where are we going from here? Let's get moving.
Yeah. Right. I'm sure.
Let's
I
get
probably
this
would have
thing
done the
out
same
of
thing.
here.
Yeah.
So he decided to do a radical hysterectomy where he took the entire cervix and the uterus and the ovaries, the fallopian tubes.
And that alone is a traumatic experience.
Everything,
Yeah,
even some lymph nodes, like he took everything that was surrounding it.
Yeah.
That was his plan. And I was like, wow, that's a lot, but I don't want to be back here again. Like,
right.
I don't want to do this.
Right.
So we went in, we did the surgery, everything went well, and because we had caught it in its very earliest stages, it was stage 1,
Okay.
very early, there was no treatment behind that. So
That
it was
was
just
good.
the surgeries, like no radiation, no chemo,
Right.
and I'm 2 years,
Cancer free.
2 years cancer-free.
Nice. Yeah. So what are you doing now, like diet-wise, health-wise? Are you juicing? Because I know every
It's-
now and then I juice. They say juicing is good. Vitamin C. I mean, they have all of these supplements
They
that you
have
can take.
so
It's
much
so
out there
many
that they want you
for
to
women,
do.
right? And both men and women. But for women, it seems like our list is like so. It's like this long,
Right.
and a man's list is like maybe this long. You know, and they're
Just do
fine.
this.
Yeah, it's like this, right? So what are you doing to stay healthy?
Yeah, I had started because this was the thing. Cancer eats at those fat cells, and cancer is attracted to sugar,
Sugar,
and
right? I heard
all
that.
these things. So the sugar, I cut out the sugar, but I wasn't real big on sugar anyway. Like
Right.
cakes and pies and things like that was not my thing. Candy.
So you're not like
So
taking shakes and stuff like that type of thing,
I
or
wasn't doing that. But the shakes, I started doing shakes. I
good,
started
good.
smoothies and shakes, and I started making them at home. And then when I didn't have time,
Uh-huh.
there's always Anthony at the marketplace
Okay.
here in Englewood.
So shout outs
There
to
is
Anthony.
shout out to Anthony. Yes, I could run into that store and I'm like,
Mhm.
I need a green juice,
Yeah.
or
Now you
I
said
need
the
something.
marketplace. Where
That's
is
the
that
name.
located?
It's in Englewood, right
Hmm.
in the brownstones.
Okay, so it's up the hill, kind of,
Yeah,
or
right off of Route 4. If you're
oh,
coming
okay,
up Route
all right.
4.
Yeah, I'm gonna check them out.
Yes.
I was not to cut you off, but I was researching certain things because like if cancer runs in your family, like cancer is runs rampant in my family, and then
Mhm.
also diabetes runs rampant in my family. My dad passed of diabetes, and also several of my uncles passed of diabetes. My aunt,
Yeah.
so I can go on and on and on. So I started looking at health to eat more healthy,
Mhm.
and I found that there's this powder. I want to say it's either from Japanese or something. I think it's from China or something, but it's called matcha. You ever
Yes.
heard of
Yes.
matcha?
That's
That
the
stuff
green
is a
tea.
oh
That's
okay.
at the its purest
It's
form.
right, the purest
Yes.
form. So you do take that.
I
How does it taste?
can I tell you?
Cause I was gonna get like a whole, cause you can go to GNC and get the matcha, and I advertise it because I researched it and I love like the qualities of it. So I'm a big fan of like health stuff
Yes.
on my social media sites. So I have like several posts that I post of matcha, but I never tried it yet.
Oh
So you're
gosh.
the first person that I spoke to
All
that
right.
actually tried it. How does
Um,
it taste?
Forgive me for those matcha lovers.
Okay. Because it doesn't look like it tastes
I'm
good.
not a fan.
Hmm.
Um,
Is it dry or like a bitter, sour?
okay. So it kind of tastes like dirt.
Kind of tastes like dirt? Really? Yeah, and I know what dirt tastes like because I'm one of those kids that used to eat dirt back in the day.
So you might like matcha.
Yeah, well, in the country they have red dirt
Yes.
and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
clay dirt. So
Yeah.
if it tastes like that, I'll probably just be matcha
See
every
now that
day
country,
down.
that red dirt, that's a
Yeah,
whole nother
dirt.
animal
Yeah, it
there.
is. It is.
That's good
Well,
good
you can't
dirt.
eat it now though. You can't eat the red dirt
You
anymore.
can't eat. I know. I know.
So
So much
yeah,
going
so
on.
for
But yeah, the matcha. I mean, it's good. It's healthy. It's good for you.
yeah,
But I don't incorporate that into my diet because
no,
I just personally do not like the taste.
yeah. Okay.
So
All right. Well, um, who are some of the prominent people that you would like to work with that you haven't yet worked with, whether it's local community politicians, advocates, or international persons? Who inspires you?
um, who inspires me is actually our seniors.
Hmm.
Our seniors inspire me. I love being around them. I love hearing their stories.
Hmm.
It's just a wealth of knowledge right there, just sitting and talking to them.
Hmm.
So you can get so much information and so much history
Hmm.
just by speaking to them, and it runs all cultures.
Hmm.
Just sitting and speaking with them is amazing.
Right.
Who I'd like to get into a room and have a conversation with is our local politicians. I
Hmm.
mean, I've done events with them before and I've worked with them before, but to actually get them into a
In the
room
room.
and talk to them
Yeah.
about the health of our community
Mm.
is something that I would love to do.
You know who's a great person that I personally know as well, and she's such a dynamic woman, as is yourself, is Loretta Weinberg. Have you
Yeah, oh,
ever
she's
met
so
her?
sweet.
She's
Yes.
so sweet,
I
the
love her.
sweetest lady, and she's our senator,
Yes.
and has been for many years. And
Mhm.
like, if you, I have to get her on the show. So Loretta Weinberg, if you're watching, you can come on the show. But yeah, she's a great politician, that local politician that will
Yes.
definitely sit down and have a talk with you.
She will. She
Yeah.
will. Loretta Weinberg, Valerie Huddle,
Yeah,
Gordon
Valerie Huddle.
Johnson.
Mhm,
They're all great. I'd love to get them into a room.
Yeah.
We are actually doing a senior health fair in
Mm.
conjunction with Congressman Bill Pascrell.
Okay. Well, we're gonna hold that thought. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back to the Natacha Knows Show. Hi, welcome back to the Natacha Knows Show. I'm your host, Natacha P. Knows. Today's guest, I have Phyllis Brown-Edwards. Um, so, tell us what makes you a woman of strength? Because you are a woman of strength. You wear many hats. You're so much involved in the community and bettering our community and things to that effect. So, I mean, it's a number of things I'm sure you could say personally as well as, career-wise.
Yes.
So, this is a pop-up question on the Natacha Knows Show. Sometimes I have pop-up questions. So, and it's Women's History Month as well as Women's Health Awareness Month. So, what makes you a woman of strength?
Um, wow, that is an interesting question.
Take your time. Because it's about you, and you're
It's
so
all about
radiant, and
me.
you
It's
battled cervical cancer, you beat it.
that's it. I have to stay strong in my faith.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I draw all my strength from.
And you
God.
smile every time I
do.
see you, you're smiling. So that makes you a woman of strength alone, because you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sorry. Go ahead. So you said you're a woman of faith.
Yes, I'm a woman of faith, and I truly believe that you need to pray and you need to be faithful
Definitely.
to God, and He will give you all you need.
Yeah.
He's a God of mercy, and He'll give you the strength and the patience that you need to get through the day.
Right.
He's not going to give it to you to last forever, and then you don't need to speak to Him anymore.
Right.
So it's a daily journey with.
Yeah. And you wear it well. You wear it well. So we're going to wrap up soon, but before we go, I would love for you to tell us what's next for you. Tell our viewers your social media sites, how we can support any of your endeavors, or whatever's next for you. What type of events is coming up? We want to be there.
Okay. Yes, and I want you there. And like I said, we are going to be having a women's tea around Mother's Day. We're still in the planning stages.
Okay.
But definitely we'll have that. The women's conference coming up. We have an event for cancer survivors in June that will be coming up, and that's for all cancers across the board. So we want everyone to come out and share in that experience. We have something coming up for the youth, which I'm very excited about because I haven't worked with them and done an event with them in a little while now. So that's going to be an extension of our Heart and Soul Music Festival.
Okay.
So we'll do that with the children. And
tell us some of the organizations, community organizations you're affiliated with, personally. Because I know you're affiliated with the Bergen County Jazz Society.
Yes.
You're also affiliated with alliance groups and things like that. Tell us, how can we get involved in the community?
Get involved. There's a lot of organizations that are out there that are looking for members, including the Rotary Clubs. But they're out there. Just look them up. Look me up. I'm on Facebook, Phyllis Brown-Edwards. You can find me there on Facebook. I'm on Instagram under Foxy with 2 X's, 61.
Okay. So that's Foxy, 2 X's, 61.
Foxy, FOXXY 61.
61, okay.
I'm sorry, FOXXYB 61.
Okay.
And Twitter, you can find me on Twitter. I put all of our events on those pages so you can keep up with me and all the events that we'll be doing throughout the year. And I do a lot of work with the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, the NAACP, Bergen County, Save Latin America, which is with our Latino population. So there are a lot of organizations.
And their population is definitely growing within Bergen County. So, and I'm all about diversity. Like I would like for everyone to live in harmony, and then different cultures, you know, because the Englewood is very diverse, you know.
Very,
And
yes.
Bergen County itself, it has about 72 towns. In this one county, 72 towns. So that means, can you imagine how many nationalities and cultures exist in this one county?
Right.
You know, I would love to see different towns come together and, you know, other community affairs directors, you know, forming these meetings and things like that. So that would be a great idea too.
That would be so much fun to get everybody together.
Together, yeah, and have like a big potluck type of thing, you know. Yeah, so
we'll have to brainstorm on that.
Seriously, like off camera, we have to like meet again so we can kind of do some of these things, because I'm so serious, you know, and I know that you're so much involved like that you would definitely lend a listening ear. If I had an idea, you're that type of person. So. But I thank you for being a guest on the Natacha Knows Show. It was so much fun to have you. And thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So thank you for tuning in to the Natacha Knows Show. Thank you for watching the Natacha Knows Show. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. for Rise and Fios Channel 26. Please check your local listing.